there, I'm Square, and let's talk about anime. This week in Yashahime, we have episode 12. We begin with Towa and Setsuna off on another Demon Slayer mission. This time, there's a demon who's draining a mountain of its nutrients and resources, leaving a poisonous miasma in its place. When the twins arrive at the mountain, they run into Moroha, who is chasing a bounty, who just happens to be the same demon the twins are after. Imagine that. The girls team up and search for the demon Niko-sen, a demon who used to be a human sage but let the darkness overtake him, eventually turning him into a demon. Moroha and Setsuna sense the demon energy pretty quickly, but Towa's left in the dark. This leaves a bit of a gap for the girls to lose the element of surprise as Niko-sen appears and releases a poison mist. Towa is really affected by it, so Setsuna has to remove her from the battle. At this point, Moroha and Setsuna kind of tag team off between fighting the demon and caring for Towa, ending up with Niko-sen being beheaded and Setsuna chasing after his disembodied head, while Moroha stays behind with Towa, trying to guide her to safety. Unfortunately, it's a trap. The head is just an illusion, and it's Niko-sen's body that is the real danger. His body is able to regrow his head and attacks Moroha and Towa, causing them to fall off a bridge and out of sight. Separated, Setsuna tries to find the other two, but eventually retires and meets up with the Demon Slayers. They all make a plan to burn down the mountain to get to Niko-sen, since his miasma is keeping them away. Yeah. Meanwhile, Moroha and Towa are hiding in a cave, and we get to see Towa's human form. Miyoka appears and explains the new moon time and how half-demons lose their power around once a month. Towa worries for Setsuna, considering she's expecting her to lose her powers as well and she's all alone, as far as she knows, and tries to seek her out. But Moroha stops her since Towa's completely vulnerable in her weakened state. The Demon Slayer's fire eventually reaches the cave and burns away the talismans Moroha set to hide their presence. After that, Niko-sen is able to sense them and he attacks them inside the cave. The girls are overtaken as Setsuna appears and joins the fight, evening the odds a little bit, but the battle isn't completely done until Towa gets her powers back as the sun rises, delivering the final blow, leaving nothing of the corpse left and robbing Moroha of her bounty. Thinking back to the original Inuyasha series, some of my favorite stories were the ones when Inuyasha was affected by the full moon. The stakes always felt so much higher with such a vulnerable Inuyasha, and we ended up with some really creative fights and amazing emotional moments. Lots of character development and relationship development. Honestly, these episodes were a highlight of the series for me. So I was really looking forward to that new moon episode of Yashahime that they hinted at last week. And after seeing this episode, it was fine, I guess. I did enjoy getting a bit of lore explanation around the new moon time and getting a name for the night where half demons lose their power, but I felt like more could have been done with the concept. The explanation for Setsuna not having this vulnerable period was pretty weak. The dream butterfly, again, is this gonna be the explanation for everything? It's really feeling like an easy plot device. So, because the dream butterfly, she isn't affected by time of the moon, but how far does this stretch? Is she not affected by time at all? Worries me the writers might be writing themselves into a corner here. With Moroha's explanation, I'm a little more forgiving. It's not just because of my bias. The fact that Moroha is a quarter demon means her demon powers are just lesser and weaker overall. So considering that, the explanation that her powers just aren't strong enough to be affected by this weird moon time, it's a little of a stretch, but I can at least get the logic here. It does feel like a missed opportunity though. I would have loved to see all of the girls having to adapt together and work through this weekend time. There is so much room for character development like we saw in the original series. It's a little bit of a letdown that they kind of took an easy way out, it feels. I mean, Towa was affected, and the way Towa was handled being human was fine. I mean, I do like that at least she was affected, and I like how they handled that slow transition over the course of the day. Setsuna noticing that Towa's been kind of off, sensing like her heart rate, noticing that Towa just can't sense demons. It was an interesting buildup. I like that it wasn't just a stark immediate transition. It added a little flavor. That was nice. Overall, while I feel like the character interactions could have been so much more deep, they were interesting in this episode. The girls appeared more like a team and more like equals. Setsuna didn't hesitate to give Moroha her mask, even though it left her vulnerable. This isn't something I could imagine Setsuna doing just a few episodes earlier. And I hope this means the relationship is building. I really want to see them all grow as friends and make that strong anime protag bond that I've always enjoyed seeing in anime. And lastly, today's art. The final in my little mini series of modern fashion demon princesses. For Setsuna, I couldn't help but put her in that classic Bozozoku, the fashion of the delinquents, the biker gangs, the wannabe yakuza, the stereotype we often see in anime. This style is it's a staple. It's a trope. And I just really wanted to see Setsuna dressed in it. I felt like it would just fit her overall look really well. Now, I'm not calling Setsuna a delinquent, but she definitely gives off those tough girl, don't mess with me vibes. And in another anime, school time one, I could totally see her as the type that everyone avoids because she appears super scary, but once you're friends with her, you find out she really has a heart of gold. Now, a key aspect of the Bozozoku style is the jacket. Now, the jackets are like the identity. Now, the jackets were originally based off the style of coats of old army generals, but in the street fashion, they're highly customized. For Setsuna's, I really wanted to add some key aspects of her past and her backstory. And the focal point is the kanji, and it should say Yokai Taijiya, which is Demon Slayer. And I tried my best to copy that down. I'm no expert in this, but I wanted to make attempts because this is a big focal point, and I feel like that is something she's proud of, something she would display. That would be her thing on the jacket. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this design, and I really like doing this little mini series of designs that are all related to each other, this little art series. I'm thinking I might want to do a similar thing going forward, maybe some other theme. I have some thoughts. If anybody has any ideas, feel free to drop them in the comments. And speaking of which, any type of interaction with these videos are beyond helpful. Commenting, liking, replying to other people's comments, subscribing. So if you want to support me in my silly little endeavor here that I've been greatly enjoying, please like, subscribe, comment, and meet me here again. I hope to see you soon, and please have an artsy day.